Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we have more Nick Spencer, a Spider-Man for ya. It is the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, Absolute Carnage. For some reason, I thought I'd already done this one out of order, but I guess I haven't. I thought I'd already done it because I thought I'd already reviewed all of the Absolute Carnage tie-ins, but I hadn't. But this is the last one, so after this I will have reviewed all of Donny Cates' Venom and all of Absolute Carnage and its tie-ins. With the main King in Black event, but not all the King in Black tie-ins. I haven't gotten all those yet, but it's coming, I guess, maybe. Some don't really look super fun, but whatever. Anyway, Absolute Carnage. Let's get into it. Let me read you the back of the book. Of course, Spider-Man's life has been thrown into upheaval as Peter deals with the aftershocks from Mary Jane's recent decision. A supervillain rearing their head is not helpful, and neither is Absolute Carnage. Only Spider-Man stands between Carnage and his scariest, and young Dylan Brock. At his scariest, and young Dylan Brock. Sorry. I'm sick. Also, I'm dumb. To make matters worse, everyone who has ever worn the Carnage symbiote now has a codex, including Norman Osborn, from his time as the Red Goblin. Can Spider-Man save Norman from Carnage? Does he even want to? Plus the untold stories of the Red Goblin's reign of madness and mayhem. So grab your greatest goblin gear and rend your raiments red, for the Red Goblin rides again. Per Marvel Comics, parental advisory is recommended. I'd say it's about T for teen, but it doesn't say T for teen on the back, but that's what I'd give it. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 2018 numbers 29 through 31 and Red Goblin Red Death number 1 by Nick Spencer, Patrick Gleason, Rob Fay, Sean Ryan, Francisco Manna, Ryan Otley, Pete Woods, Ray Anthony Height, Mark Dearling, Cliff Rathburn, Carlos Lopez, Nathan Fairburn, Dono Sanchez, Almara, and Proto Bunker. So, let's get into it. The first part isn't super Absolute Carnage-y. Peter is helping MJ read some lines from Mysterio's screenplay. He doesn't know it's Mysterio, and I don't think she even really does yet. Or does she? I haven't read all the stuff about her and Mysterio. I've just read what's in the main title. But he's encouraging her to go and do this, to go be in this movie. And it'll be great for her career. She stopped acting, but she wants to get back into it because her acting helped foil a supervillain plot in the last book, and it kind of made her a star again, got her buzzing, and she has this huge opportunity. Peter says the script is really good, and he talks to Aunt May about it, and she gives him something to give her. And you don't have to be a genius to realize that it's an engagement ring, and he's going to give it to her when he sees her off at the airport. But this is Peter Parker Spider-Man, guys. You know he's not going to make it to the airport. You know he's not going to propose. Right? And it's not revealed that it's an engagement ring until after he already misses it. It's revealed at the end of the book, but, like, you get it, you know? You know he's not going to make it. You know he's not going to propose. But then his sister comes to him. That's right. He has a sister. I will review the books where that's revealed. I have them somewhere. Just got to get to them and get through them all. But the chameleon has abducted her old partner and is draining things from his mind. And she needs Peter to help rescue him, because she's a super spy like their parents were. But it's too late. But this guy was not only her spy partner and her friend, but also kind of her lover. So it puts her on this warpath to kind of fight the chameleon and kill him. Then we actually move into Absolute Carnage stuff. We see Kindred confront Norman Osborn, which is really cool. And at this point, Kindred's identity has not been revealed. And I reread all of this before the reviews, of course, and knowing Kindred's identity makes this conversation much more interesting. We get kind of a recap of stuff that was going on in Venom and stuff that happened at the end of Dan Slott's Spider-Man run with the Red Goblin. And whatnot. A lot of recapping for people that weren't keeping up with some other books. But Norman Osborn was driven crazy after Red Goblin stuff and thinks he's Cletus Cassidy. So Absolute Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, who's wearing the Grindel symbiote and not the Carnage symbiote, gives the Carnage symbiote to Norman since he thinks he's Cletus anyway. He thinks it's like a fun game. Pretty wild. He kind of kicks Spider-Man's ass, to be honest. But this Norman Osborn, thinking he's Cletus Cassidy Carnage, is going to kill Normie, Peter's godson, and Norman's grandson, as well as Dylan Brock's kid. As well as Eddie Brock's kid, Dylan, who's really the son of the symbiote. But whatever. We get a lot of stuff about Norman and Peter's relationship, which is very, very complex. But there's really not that much to it. It doesn't enhance the Absolute Carnage event any. You don't have to read it to understand the Absolute Carnage event. Actually, all things considered, the Absolute Carnage event... I actually really appreciated this about Donny Cates' Venom run. Both the events that were part of it, Absolute Carnage and King in Black, you could read the main event title with the regular Venom book and completely understand it. Like, yeah, there were little things, but you could read just the Venom title and the two main event books and understand it. You didn't have to read all the tie-ins. But that kind of made them almost more alluring because they weren't homework. A lot of the time with these big events, the tie-ins feel like homework. But with these two events, King in Black and Absolute Carnage, they didn't. They just felt like extra fun little bits that you could have, which was nice. But once again, if you're reading Donny Cates' Venom and Absolute Carnage and you want this tie-in, it doesn't hurt and whatnot, but if you don't have the money, you're not going to miss out. Then we also get Red Goblin, Red Death. I don't think this is even the only place where it's collected. I think there's also a fancy Red Goblin book that's the last arc of Dan Slott's Spider-Man, and this is in it as well, I think, maybe? I could be wrong about that, but it's definitely collected in this. And it shows Norman making his deal with the Carnage symbiote and giving it some kill time. And it's like, you can only kill one person, but obviously you can't hold the Carnage symbiote back. And it kills a bunch of people, and then Norman starts using it just to take care of old grudges, and you see him capture J. Jonah Jameson. And you see also Normie trying to handle having a little Red Goblin symbiote. Poor Normie. That kid is... He's had it rough, man. You gotta feel bad for him. But he does kind of do the right thing in the end, which is nice. And of course, the variant cover gallery in the back. But that is it for The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, Volume 6, Absolute Carnage. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.